开始了。Like to show that. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. So, firstly, about the homework, the only thing that you will have to note is the EST. So, when we see EST, so like the earliest or most, tallest, or some irregular verbs like favorites, when you translate it to Chinese, you will have to have, say, a character 最 to show that it's like the letters like this. And then let's have a little revision of what you learned last lesson, which is the letter 要. So here, 要 means it's going to. It is used to express an action that you are going to do in the near future. Let's take a look here. Is going to. So here we can see the man was here. Now he has here. The man, the girl, the short girl is asking, 你要去哪儿? So this one is you. Is going to. And this is where. So when you translate it, it will be, where are you going to? Right? And then we can see that the girl is responding, 我要去超市买点东西. Here, remember that the word 超市 stands for supermarket. So this sentence means I am going to the supermarket to buy something. 东西 means something. Something, yeah. So now, you can try to use this character 要 to combine with this sentence that you have here. For example, I am going to have Chinese class at school. 我要去学校上汉语课. So in your house, let's try to complete all of these sentences using 要, alright? And then we'll head for the text 2 here, where we will have new vocabularies. So let's ignore the tags in the English version and let's have a look at the new words. Firstly, we have the word 运动, 运动, which is this one. 运动. It can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it means sports, sportu. And as a verb, it means to do sports, to take, like what is here, to take physical exercise. Let's read with me. 运动. Okay, the next one is a very familiar word. It's kind of like a phrase. So we can see it's read 踢足球. 踢足球, and it means to play football. Yeah, I believe that every Portuguese loves football, like watching matches or playing. So here we can see that these two characters here means football. And to play is踢, to play football. 踢足球. And then the last one reads 一起. 一起. It is an adjective and it means together. All the friends goes together like this. And now let's come to the text. So first we can see that we have our new vocabularies here. We have 运动 and you have to think about the meaning of it. I believe that everyone still remembers. 踢足球 and the last one we can find it here. 一起 and here we can see that it's equal to the one on top of it, that is 踢足球. So now let's read the text together again. That was the first time. A. 你喜欢什么运动？ B. 我最喜欢踢足球。 A. 下午我们一起去踢足球吧。好啊，这个是this one is B. B. 好啊。So, before we advance, okay, I think it's better. So now let's check the English version. So we can see that here's the new words that we've learned. And now try to just stop this video and try to translate it yourself. And now let's go and check the English version. Here. So, A. What sports do you like? I like playing football. Yeah, let's go play football this afternoon. So note that this afternoon is here, 下午. And B responds, great. So that's practically the English version. So before we advance to the vocabularies more specifically, I want to add something. So we can see that here you have this character ba and this these words here are vocals. They doesn't have any specific meaning. Ba, so here, m, they are vocals. They don't have no specific meaning. Specific meaning. Let's see, you have an E here. Okay. So it normally appears at the end of a sentence when we are finalizing the sentence. So sometimes for us, it's kind of strange to finish with without anything because it sounds like an order instead of like a suggestion. So sometimes we will add a vocal or for the reasons. So we have ba. Let me add the pinyin for you guys to this one. Ba, and m. So we write it like it has the first tone, but we can see that normally when it appears in text, it's like a light sound without any pronunciation. So here, ba normally appears in like sentences. Like, how do you say that? You know, like with sentences that end with a point like this. And it usually ends a sentence that's an exclamation sentence, which ends with this exclamation point. And mo stands for the finishing of a question, which finishes this. Okay, it's just a little an interesting point for you guys to know. And now let's advance to the new words that you have to learn how to write. So don't worry, you only have to learn how to write this one and this one. So remember, these two appeared here, 运动, and now they're separate. So we can see, let's go to the first character here. We can notice that the character can be divided in two parts. The part here, which we can see it's the same as this one, which is 云. That means cloud in English. And then we have the second part here, that is the radical of this character. So these two different parts have different functions in this character. The cloud, 云, inside is a, let's see how to say it. It's a phonetic part. I'm not sure if we write it like this or with F. So it gives the character its pronunciation. Look, here, these two has almost the same pronunciation. So when you see this character, you can think directly of the word cloud and remember, oh, it reads, because like the cloud, 云, it reads 云. And then the radical here, which is the part that I circled with blue, contributes for its meaning itself. So this, we call it 走之底. This radical is the simplified version of character 走, which means walk or movement. So when you see a character with this radical, it is always related with walking, with movement. For example, here we can see that 运 means movement and motion. And now let's learn how to write this word, this character. That's fine. I think you have okay, I'll take this one. So let's look at the word here. Firstly, you have to write the cloud, and then you'll complete the cloud with the radical. So let's go step by step. First, we draw a horizontal line, then a second one beneath it, a little bit longer. After that, a line slightly to the bottom, and then, yeah, like this. And then we leave a point. And here we have a cloud. And now let's give movement to the cloud for it to stand for motion and movement. So we'll have to write a point here. It's quite like a 3. And then we finish it with a line underneath. Okay, this is a little bit long, so I'm going to erase a little bit. It's like until here, until the line can support the cloud on it. So after studying how to write this word, let's see what it can be combined with. Here we have two words. The first one, 停运. 停运. So here the word 停 stands for to stop. And remember what this 运 means. It means it means movement. So these two words combined together will mean, like if you translate directly, is to stop the movement. But actually, so this stands for like a stop of like cars, trucks that transport goods from between cities or between countries. Let me go and search a photo. I think it's easier. Oh, okay. Yeah. Então, em português. 停运. Okay. Let's see. Oh. And now, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, actually, it doesn't have many things to say here. So, like, for example, here, the car, okay, this is an underground, like it's a truck, like an electric truck. I forgot the name of it. So normally this is functioning, but then because of some disaster or something, it stopped functioning. So there's no passengers on it, and this is called like 停运. Next time I'll translate it more precisely. And then we have the second part, that is 运输, which here we can see that it means transportation. So one important thing, 书, this character, when it's written separately, it means to lose. But here, it stands for to pass. But here, so this one, the important one here, it stands for like pass, transport. Okay. So this is the second verb. And now let's come to the second verb, the second character that we're going to learn today. 动. 动. It means to move. So let's have a look at the structure. It also has two parts. Why is it green? It has two parts. One part on the right side, and the other part, which is very familiar. It's our friend from the last character, which is a cloud. So I've like yesterday I didn't explain it like this, but then I found out a better way. So last lesson I explained it with the Chinese character, but now I'm gonna change it like to explain it. So here we can see that the right part here is exactly the character that is explained here. It reads 力 and stands for power and strength. And here we have a cloud. So when a cloud is like é sujeito a uma força, quando a nuvem está sujeita a uma força. Like, for example, there's a wind, okay? What will the cloud do? The cloud will move. So now it will start moving and it will advance to the front. So with strength, with power, something will move. So this character 动 stands for to move. And now let's see how do you write this character. Yeah. So we, like the last word, like 运. First, we'll have to write the clouds. And then, after completing the cloud, we will finish it with this power, with strength, with lead. So, like the steps here for yin, we have to write first 2 lines, and let's play it like this. And now, we'll have to design li. First, we'll have to do a structure like this. And now, let's give a stroke, and the character is finished. 动. And about the words that it's associated with, we have here animals. But it's kind of strange, isn't it? Like, animals? What does animal have to do with movement? So let's see. Firstly, this reads 动物. So we have a 4 sound, 动物. What does this character mean? It means objects. So basically, the word here means an object that can move, right? So how can a object move? It can move if it has legs, right? It's kind of like, because it's alive. It can only move because it's alive, right? We're not talking about cars, like, imagine a box, it stays there. But if you want something to move, it have to be like a cat, a dog, a person, like this. So animals refers to the object that can move, and because of this, 动物 stands for animals. And now here we have the character T, which we don't have to know how to write it, but we have to pay attention to the radical here. It is a simplified version of 足 here, which means feet. And this means to kick. But remember, on the last page when we learned, this means to play football. So T went from to play to kick. So this has to do with precisely this radical. And now let's come here, this one. This radical here names 足字旁. And when this appears in a character, for example, 要跑一 my letter is a bit ugly, but just ignore it. We will find out that they are all characters related to leg movements. Leg movements. For example, here we have 跳 to jump. When you jump, you have to use your leg, right? And of course, this one, 跑 to run. And T, oh, it's a bit T to kick. All of these movements are associated to your foot. Here we have more. So let's pay attention to this one. This one is different from the others because this is a noun and the others are verbs. So we can see that this means road, but what does a road have to do with your feet? Think like this. A road only appears when people walk, like, okay, they're walking, and then they will walk for like a certain time, and many times, like many people walk on this routine to appear a road. So that's exactly why a road have to do with your feet. And of course, if you want to walk on the road, you have to use your feet. So that's also like a relation. Here we have the other one, like al contrario, the contrary of the radical feet, 足. It names 提手旁. So this radical is related to movements that it stands for movements related to arm movements. For example, hit, 打. It means to hit, to play. In this case, it's, for example, to play basket, 打篮球, to play volley, 打排球, and those sports that are related to your hands. Of course, we have T, levantar coisas. I forgot how to say this in English, levantar. Which when you try to levantar uma coisa, you have to use your arms like this. So that's basically the difference. So when you see characters that have radicals of the arm or radicals of the feet, you have to know immediately that they have something to do or with movements of your feet or with arm movements. So here are some, this is you can try at home saying that's which sports that you like in Chinese. For example, 我喜欢打羽毛球. So when I say I like to play badminton, I'll have to use the word 打 because playing badminton requires arm movement. And when I want to say 我喜欢踢足球, here we'll have to use kick because football requires leg movements. And here are 6 exercises that you can do at home. You can stop this video now and try to do it. And now I'm gonna circle the answers. Alright. And now we have text number 3. So now let's see the new words here. Firstly, we have 要. 要. It stands for to want to do. Remember at page 8, it's going to want to do. We talked about this at the beginning of the class. And then we have 心, which is an adjective that stands for new. And now let's check this text here without you guys saying the English version, of course. And now let's say some new words here. We can see 心. We can see 要不要. 不. This means no, like a refuse, a rejection. And here, this 多, when combined with time, it's al contrario. So when we have time with this character, it means around some time or like a little bit after the time. And this, remember, it also appeared in text too, which means afternoon. So now let's try to translate the text yourselves. And I'm going to read the text with you. So, A, 我们要不要买几个新的椅子 ？B， 好啊，什么时候去买 ？A， 明天下午怎么样？你明天几点能回来 ？B， 3点多。And now let's check the English version here. So now we will have, remember this word with the red circle, now with another green one. We're going to talk about it more specifically. So you can see here that 要不要 stands for want or not. It is used to ask for opinion or give suggestion. In Portuguese, it's like, for example, queres? Like this. It's basically this translation in Portuguese. So let's see the first example. 你要不要喝水? So how can you translate this? You have 5 seconds to answer. Okay, the time has passed. So we can translate like, do you want to drink water? Do you want to drink water? Like this. So remember that 喝 means to drink, and 水 stands for water. And here we can see that you can have 2 replies, a rejection and an agreement. If you agree, you can say 要我要喝水. But here 要 this 要 is translated to yes, I want to drink water, instead of want, I want to drink water. And here in the rejection, this is agreement. And this will be disagreement. 不，我不想喝水. No, I don't want to drink water. So now let's try translating the rest of the 4. So I'm going to explain some words that you might have trouble. So remember this one. This is a new word in text 2. I'm just going to go back just to show you here. Remember, we have 一起, which means together. Okay, now let's come back. Here, 旅游. 旅游 means to travel. 电脑 means computer. 咖啡. When you know how to read this, I think you know the answer. It stands for coffee. And now try practicing translating these sentences and reading them. And trying to apply trying to applicate to use these answers here. Okay, now let's go to the last vocabulary that we have today. 新. Remember what this means? It means new. So when we have new in a sentence before a noun, it means that it's something new. For example, 买几个新椅子 to buy some new chair. So here we have new chair. 这台电脑很新. So here we're saying that the computer is quite new. It's very in this case because we have a 很. And of course we have here 这台电脑不太新. So let's see this one. It means it's not that new. It's basically like this. So now you can try translating. You can try to translate the sentence here. So the only word that I want to say is this one, 新人. So we all know that this is new, and this means person. So it's basically a new person, which will be baby. No. In this case, even though translating directly, it means new person. In Chinese, this stands for a new married couple. So on the weddings, we often hear people say, "Oh, 恭喜这对新人." Congratulates this new married couple. So this is an important point. Okay, that's not my star, but it will be like this. And here, now let's translate these together. You can pause the video and try translating yourself. So first, 新的椅子 a new chair. Let me erase this thingy here. 新的椅子 a new chair. 新的车 a new car. So if you see the here, don't forget that this is a determinant. Un determinant. So you have to add a in the front, or the. Here, 新房 new house. And it can also stand for the house of the new married couples. Like, yeah, the house of the new married couples. It depends on what context it's in. And then we have 新的同学 new colleague, a new colleague. 新人 remember, this is new married couples, not a baby. And then we have the new year, 新年过年. And 过年 means to pass the new year. 新的一年. So we have the determinant here. So this will be a new year. We also have here a new day. So now I found out that there is something familiar here. Remember 最? Do you still remember 最? The character that was used in our homework. So when you have 最 related with 新, it will be the newest. It doesn't exist this one in English grammar. The latest, the most recent. And here we have 新手机. This is my new phone. Okay, and then this was supposed to be your work, but I didn't get to finish this, so you don't have to. But you don't have to do it. But I think it's better for you guys to have a review of text 1, 2, and 3 because probably you will have the dictation test on Thursday. Yeah. And that's all this. What is it here?